We're live?
We're live?
Are we live?
All righty.
Phil's baseball.
Hello.
God, people doubt it.
What a strange life we're leading. All right, ready?
Yeah.
It is another edition of the High Hopes Podcast, sponsored by Miller Lite, official sponsor of the Philadelphia Phillies. Tastes like Miller time, Philadelphia. Celebrate responsibly, Fritz. I'm like the regular season yos. I don't even know what to do anymore. Like, that was a pretty solid yo. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't 25-11, 17 of 20, best Phil start since 93. Like, it wasn't that good. But at a certain point, I won't have a voice anymore. This is what we do in the playoffs. That's when I lose. I can't lose a voice in May, dude. What is going on? What a wagon. They just win. All they do is go out and like just handle business. Like, a lot of these games aren't even close. It's like 6-1, 5-1. Like they just 14-3. Like, they just whoop up on teams, man. How you doing?
So this is going to sound dramatic.
Oh, good.
For May 7th.
I like this. It's good.
But, like, every time I see the record, it's kind of a pinch me moment.
I heard you say this yesterday. I was in the car. I was listening to you. Yeah, taking Zoe back from gymnastics, and I hear a little, it's kind of like pinch me moment.
It's a pinch me moment, yeah.
I almost texted you. It's great.
25-11. Like, what is this? What is life? What are we doing? Who are they? To get the June through September Phillies in April and early May, it's like an out-of-body experience. I don't know. Like, it's, again, so, and you know me, our listeners know me. We don't lie to the IOPS listeners.
Never.
Like, I put the Phillies on my computer the other night on Sunday Night Baseball and watched the Brady roast with the Phillies on TV.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's so stress-free right now. It's just, there's no stress. There's no stress, Jerry.
I know.
What a time. They're unbelievable. They're a wagon. They can pitch. They can hit now.
They hit now.
Like, dude, it's so funny because the first 2 weeks of the season, it's like, oh my God, like, their offense might be an issue.
Everyone freaking out, man.
And then you look at their stats. They're top 5 in everything.
Yeah.
In everything.
I know.
I know.
I know.
So they have arguably the best rotation in baseball. I would probably argue the Mariners, regardless. The Mariners suck. But, like,
good take.
Sure. Although not Logan Gilbert.
Or George Kirby, or Luis Castillo, or Bryce Miller, or whatever. Yeah,
so many of my guys.
I know.
So many of my
it's
guys.
a team of your guys.
So, but they're just good. They're good at everything. Like, even the bullpens. The last podcast we did, it was like, do you know they have the worst bullpen ERA in baseball? It doesn't feel that way.
No.
And then what have they allowed? Like 2 earned runs this week?
Yeah.
as a bullpen since our last podcast.
Yeah.
So they're just
one of them didn't even matter.
No, they're good. And I like the confidence around the team. I'm not gonna lie. A little peaking too early.
Yeah, well, that's a worry, right? You worry a little bit about peaking too early.
Listen, I don't want to get too far ahead of the Braves. You know what I mean? Like, keep those games competitive in September.
Yeah. We actually want like a stretch of entertaining baseball at the end of the season. We don't want to just walk into the playoffs like, oh, are the Phillies going to 107 games or 104 games? I wonder. No, you know what? I'll take that. I'm lying. I'll take it. That'd be freaking awesome. That'd be so cool. That'd be great.
Setting the team wins record would be pretty special.
It's in play. They're on pace for what, 112?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Which is obviously probably not going to happen.
Maybe.
I don't think they're going to play.
Maybe.
I don't think they're going to play.
You don't think they're going to play challenge the 116 of the Mariners? You don't think that's going to happen?
No, I think the bigger issue is I don't think they're going to face a team that's not over 500 for a whole month.
Oh, we're doing the schedule thing now, huh? Is that what we're doing? We're just already there. Are they? Hold on a second. We're doing the 25-11 on May 7th pod, and you're giving me peaking too early. What are we doing here?
Well, because here's the thing.
You're giving me bad schedule. Like, what are we doing? We're supposed to be celebrating, Jack.
Well, here's the biggest change to this podcast. We've evolved.
Have we really? I don't know about that.
I think. Sure.
Sure about
Maybe.
that?
Growth Mindset podcast. I think that's one of our.
You and Nick Sirianni, growth mindset. How much do you hate?
Growth
Yeah.
mindset. How
How much do you hate that Nick Sirianni throws around growth mindset all the time?
I mean, it's down a list of the things that he says that drive me nuts. It doesn't even make me flinch, frankly. There's much more.
Okay,
It's just like I guess I've just evolved past the Gee Willikers. They're good. You know what I mean?
Gee Willikers. Gosh
like,
darn, they're really good out there.
This is amazing. Because it is like everything now is about, unfortunately, like let's go like get it done in the postseason.
Good. Look at that.
It's where I'm at, and it's not that I'm not living.
You're not enjoying this? Yeah, I got it.
I am enjoying it.
I am worried about the postseason.
No, but here's my issue. When anything is too easy, I don't.
I know. That's actually you in any situation, in anywhere in life.
Something's
period.
Gonna go.
Yeah, you are. That's true.
Something's gonna go.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
like,
that's your ethos.
Yeah. So it's like everything's too easy right now.
Yeah, it is.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
They're obviously a good baseball team. It's already starting to happen by the casuals. Oh my God, best team ever. Like, they're gonna.
Yeah. We got to relax with the best team ever thing. Like I think the midday show's poll today is this the best Phillies team you've ever seen? It's like rein it the hell in. Let's enjoy it for what it is. They're 25-11. Jack, three Phillies teams ever have been in this spot. The 93 team was 26-10. Then I think it was like 74 or something like that was 25-11. And this team, that's it in Phillies history in the 150 years or whatever the hell it is of the Phillies. This start has happened 3 times. Like, it's okay to get excited about it without, going overboard.
I guess my biggest issue with them or like being my fandom is that I always look to protect the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, we know.
Like this is
yes.
I'm like freaking Jason Peters.
Yeah, you're a gatekeeper guy. We know.
Well, it's not gatekeeper.
It's part of it. It's part of the whole thing. It's all part of the whole thing. Yes.
I would never.
You're the bodyguard.
I'm the bodyguard.
I like this.
Yeah. So like sometimes I feel like I have to protect. And it's just right now I sense
it's a little offensive line thing there.
Hey,
like, I have to block.
Pass pro. Pass pro all day. It gets me nervous when people start putting like high expect. Like, let it all play out.
Let it all play out.
Please.
Very funny that you literally just went from all I can think about is what they're going to do in the playoffs and those expectations. So can we just let it play out a little bit here, guys?
No, I know it's bad. It's bad podcasting.
You're all over the place.
No, I know.
I can't handle this.
I'm so conflicted. I'm so happy, right?
We're so used to 11 and 25 more than 25 and 11.
Let me tell you something, buddy. This podcast was built for the 2018-2019.
Oh, damn straight it was. This is abnormal. Really, is what it is. Yeah.
Out of body experience.
Yeah, it is.
I'm so happy, but I'm so
nervous.
I'm so nervous, dude, because like they can do it. Like they can do it. It's and this is exactly what 2010 and 11 were like. I think. Like 09, yeah, but like 2010, 2011, like, they were established.
Yeah.
Like the ballpark was packed for Sunday night baseball.
We expected it.
They've won 10 straight at home.
Yeah.
Like it's just they've gotten to the point where I think like I would be surprised if people are melting down if they lose 4 or 6.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like now that they've gotten off to the quick start, they're 25-11. It would take a historic collapse to not make the playoffs.
Well, that's the crazy thing. It's like now if they just play 500 baseball, they're still like a 93-win team.
I know.
I know.
Like, how is that computing in this? That's not computable.
I know. I always look at these teams. I'm always so jealous every year. I'm so jealous. The team that just starts hot, it's like they can cruise. Like, and sometimes they just keep winning, like, the Braves in recent years, why not? But like, it's such a luxury. It is such a luxury. Like, we never get this. We always have to like stress and fight.
I know.
And lament and argue and all. Like, it's like, wow, they're awesome.
Just good.
They're so good. They just are good.
Dude, all right. Think about from our perspective, right?
Yes.
Being at WIP, we talk about things. And
we do.
And
it's literally our job.
Narratives and whatever on the team. Like we can feel the pressure points as to like what do people want to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
With Phillies, dude, it's just, hey, they're really good. Like people aren't even mad at. I haven't heard Thompson critiques recently.
I know.
Like minor things. If you want to bring up Tom Walker on Sunday, which I'm sure we'll get to, but short leadoff.
How about Trea Turner's out for 6 weeks and everyone's just like, okay, let's keep rolling.
Yeah, like dude,
that's fine.
No, I will say, I was in the middle of playing Aronimik on Saturday.
Oh no!
So I was already.
It was Friday.
No, it's Saturday.
Oh, sorry, when you found out how long he was going to be.
Yeah,
Friday
yeah.
it happened. I was at the game.
Friday
I was
like,
at
okay.
the game. He left the game. We're like, oh, it's a hamstring. Oh, it shouldn't be too bad.
No big deal.
No big deal.
A couple days.
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Then it's like, what?
Yeah. So, but like, I was having the round of my life at Aronimink on Saturday.
Were you
like,
really?
So I when it came out. No, I did. I think I doubled the next hole after I learned that.
I see what this is here. This is good work by you. It was really clever.
It was annoying. It was annoying. But even I was like, well, I mean, Sosa's here.
Yeah.
They can move Stott over.
Merrifield.
For
Yeah.
a reason.
Like they literally have a guy who's an all-star last year just sticking the lineup.
By the way, were you listening last night on the final out?
So I heard your pinch me stuff, but I didn't hear much after. I had to get out of the car.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I was locked in for like a good 5 minutes. It was pretty awesome.
Were you locked in on my final out last night, Tucker?
The podcast that I produced?
Yeah. It's good sports.
That's good.
Good sports.
Yeah, well done.
Little 07 Aguchi from Whit Merrifield.
Oh.
How about that for a poll?
Look at you.
How about that for? I didn't even go Polanco. I went 07 Aguchi.
It's a bit of a shot at Whit, but I like it. It's good.
Listen, dude, Tadhito was good for them.
Yeah, he was. He was
Tadhito
not as
guy.
good a baseball player as Whit Merrifield has been
Through
throughout
his career.
Yes.
I would agree.
Yeah.
But listen, if you got an 05 White Sox, I was a big 05 White Sox.
Were you really?
You know who had that unreal 07?
Would you really love that 05 White Sox team?
I did like
the
05
Mark
White
Burley
Sox.
and
Dude,
Rowan and all.
Fezednik.
Yeah, Fezednik.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like that team. John Garland.
Did you really? So
Yeah.
you were rooting for them against the Killer Bees and all that in the World Series, the whole thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was an
I liked it. Clement's my favorite pitcher of all time.
Yeah.
Before Halladay.
Yeah.
And I
I wanted Bagwell and Bijou to win one, but they didn't. I don't care that much. Honestly, more than anything, it's just.
Was that the year that Harry had the call with Biggio? I think that they're heading down the stretch run. It's either 05 or 04.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But where Biggio hit the home run.
Yeah.
And Harry goes, all the runs are unearned, but who cares?
Yeah, that I think it was. I don't remember the year, but I know the call, obviously.
Yeah. You know what was really good in 07 for the Phils?
Yeah.
Rowan.
He was.
He had
Speaking
27
of the
homers that
05
year.
White Sox, there you
I
go.
know.
Yeah.
That's how
I got there. Got
Jermaine
it.
Dye. I love. See, the problem with the 05 White Sox, again, we are,
This is good. This is good.
and why I like them so much.
Yeah. Why? Why?
Well, it's
That's
because
why?
I'm sure
Why?
Tucker will get the reference. I don't
Okay.
think you'll get the
Oh,
reference.
good.
But
Because I'm an old man.
well, they were the best team in MVP baseball 05.
Oh, I don't.
And MVP baseball was the greatest sports video game of all
I
time.
love MVP baseball.
The greatest sports video game ever created.
So I wouldn't know because I stopped playing video games in 1998. Essentially,
I
GoldenEye is the best video game ever
Okay,
created.
well, sports video game.
Okay, that's fine. I'll capitulate to that.
I'm actually surprised you're not a video games guy.
I know. Yeah,
I
not
can
since
see you.
not since junior year of high school. have I
Wow, were you
played-
on Sega?
Yeah, Sega and N64. Those are the last times I played video
N64
games.
was my first.
Yeah, N64 and Sega were the last two consoles that I owned.
Yeah. Dude, we're about 10 years from being close
I
friends.
know we would have been the same thing. Exactly. I'm always. It's one of those things where like, I mean, like I'm an adult. I could start doing it, but like I get jealous of people who play video games but have never actually done anything to actually. I'm always like, oh, that must be cool. You just sit around and play video games.
Yeah,
Like, what
I
a
know,
fun
but-
little thing. But I don't do it. Never do. I don't have the time. I barely have time for anything. But I just
So you
never.
never played Madden?
I've played Madden over the years,
Oh.
like here and there. Like, but Madden was also on Sega. Or I'm sorry, the PlayStation. Whatever the first PlayStation was. I
Let's
played
not
on.
act like it's even comparable.
But I didn't own one. Is the point?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, I played Madden with buddies and stuff like that. But yeah, like I've not like owned a video game system since then. Is more what it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good breakdown.
Yeah.
How much was Sega?
I
So,
don't remember.
Like Xbox One.
I don't
was
remember.
Like
It's a good question.
$600.
Oh, way less. Light
I
years
would
less.
love to know how.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? Is that like the first HD or the first flat screen TVs,
Uh-huh.
like the plasma? I don't know.
Yeah. Sure.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, they were like $5,000.
Dude, I used to have a TV, but right before the game, Emily and I were just talking about this at our old apartment. We had a TV that we had to have two people move into our house because it was so heavy. The
So
TV
heavy.
was so big, and now it's like, and it's trash comparatively now. Like
yeah.
it's unbelievable.
But they're so
It
expensive.
was so huge at this TV, and it was like 2 years later, it was literally
Dude,
useless.
you could get like a 65-inch flat screen for like $300.
I know. Oh, it's crazy. Dude, now it's like crazy. Yes, I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It really is. You're right.
Times have changed,
It's
buddy.
a good take by you.
Thanks.
I like
I don't know
that.
if there was a take, but
I don't know. Times change and stuff gets.
dynamite conversation about the 05 White Sox.
Technology gets better and costs less.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk Phils. Any more White Sox thoughts?
No.
Okay, good.
Well, there is more White Sox thoughts actually. they're gonna trade for Kopech at the deadline, and they better trade for Kopech.
That's you're going there.
Yeah. Like I listen, his ERA might be in the fours, but
Look, he looked nasty.
if you get him here,
yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
that inning I saw. I mean, I'm in.
Get him
I got to
here.
tell you, I've not watched much White Sox other than the 3 games they played the Phillies.
Kind of heating up a little.
Yeah, don't tell me about it. I'm not. The vault is the take is safe.
Do you want an out take vault?
The take is in the vault, and I'm not letting myself get swayed right now. Okay,
Good.
Cool.
Stay
All right.
strong. All right, no more White Sox talk.
Phillies talk. Phillies. So the Phils. No, I'm kidding. All right, where do you want to start? You want to start with Trey? You want to start with the stop Merrifield thing?
Let's go Trey.
Okay. Your thought? We haven't talked since Trey got hurt. I was actually at the game, and it was one of. I mean, first of all,
Do you take blame for it?
So here's the thing. I do. I take a little bit of blame. Now, not a lot. Now, Tucker, could you focus on the fact we're doing a podcast every year?
Yeah.
Well, I was sick of my computer being in the shot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, next
Well, it
time.
sounded like there was.
Yeah, it's not like you're farting or something.
Yeah.
Also, this is something that's done prior to the pod. You get this done, and then
I thought 17 minutes into the pod was the perfect time to do
I think so too. That's fine. Okay, you've won me over. Look, I'll take a little bit of responsibility. Now, I will say I was 0-2 on the season. They won the game, so I would have been. If they had lost that game, I might not have been able to come my hopes night whenever we do. I would have not been able to go to the ballpark. So they won. So I feel much better about it. But losing Turner in the I don't feel great about my attendance records for the season.
Good.
That's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not great. But Turner out 6 was shocking. We're like, hamstring, whatever. Where are you at with the whole situation? First, losing Turner and the effect of that, but then would you keep Stott at short, play Merrifield at second every day? How would you go about replacing Turner?
So I'd give him the lion's share. The only thing is, and I've heard your show for 2 days, and while I respect the morning show, I have never wanted to ram my fist through the radio more than this idea that he's going to take shortstop from Trea Turner.
Oh, I said he wasn't.
I know.
I know. I know. It's asinine. Like, it's not happening.
Also, listen again, and Rube
I think the idea was he maybe he should take it, but yeah.
Sure. And I'm glad that Rube made the point because I've been wanting to make the point for 2 days. We're not talking about he's not Ozzie Smith. Like Bryson Stott is a competent major league shortstop, but he is a super, super, super defensive second baseman. And Trey is like
a below average shortstop.
Sure.
Probably.
Like he's not a great defensive shortstop. It is what it is. But like you could argue making 2 positions worse.
Because you got to make Trey at second base. He might not be good at second. We have no idea.
Again, if they were moving over like Jimmy Rollins to shortstop, like turning he's a fine shortstop. But you saw the throwing error yesterday.
Yeah.
So I would play the lion's share of Stott at shortstop. I'll play him there. Edmundo, obviously, to dispel them, and I want Edmundo at shortstop. And I also don't want Trey to get Stott to get too comfortable at shortstop because I do need him to go back to second base and be fine. So I do want Edmundo in there as well. But for a majority of this, I want Witt at second.
I want Witt in the lineup. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to. Is if you're going to lose the bat of Turner, because let's be honest, that's what you're losing.
It's a pretty big bat.
We just talked about defensively, they'll probably be fine or better. It's probably the same. The upgrade for Stott at short, the downgrade from Stott to Merrifield at second. Though Merrifield's a fine second baseman. But I need Stott's bat. I mean, I need Witt's bat in the lineup. I have to have it. So that's the move I make. I'm not worried about the moving back and forth that much. I mean, Bryson Stott played shortstop his whole life. Like, I think he knows how to play second base. I think he can make that switch. I'm not too worried about that.
Sure.
I need Witt Merrifield in the lineup. It's really very simple for me.
Well, and the good part about Witt is that it seems like the early season concerns about him being cooked are slowly going away.
He's been good.
He's been good. He had the home run over the weekend, the 14-3 game.
The big double, he's been good.
Yeah, he had a hit yesterday. He smoked the ball later, just happened to be right at a guy.
Yeah.
I think you're starting to see more of the real Whit Merrifield and the guy they signed, which is good because, I mean.
What a shock. The first week and a half of the season wasn't the guy. I'm like, I can't believe it. I can't believe that what we saw in the first week and a half of the season isn't all he was going to be the whole season.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
It is. It's just so hard not to react to the moment.
People love to react.
It's just so hard. It's so hard.
It is.
I don't blame anyone.
Because we wait 5 months for baseball, and then it's like, oh my God, baseball. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want him in the lineup. He's been good. And obviously there's times where he can play, he can play left. It's
if
just
needed. He's not great there. It's so funny how desensitized we've become to bad outfield play. Where it's like Witt out there, we're like, sure, that's fine. He's a bad outfielder. Like, we're like, Yeah, he ain't Schwarber. He ain't Reese Hoskins. He's fine out there. He's bad. But it is funny because it is like, it's fine.
Well, again, he can stand there.
He can stand there. He can move a little bit.
He can physically stand there. So, I thought I'd be more down about the trade thing. And obviously I'm bummed for him. And he was obviously working his way into MVP consideration.
I'm bummed for how hot he was.
And I hope that, it probably takes him out of the All-Star game. I would assume.
Oh, I think so. I mean, if he's out to, because he won't get voted in. He'd have to get voted in, I think, to get in.
Yeah, so that stinks. But I wasn't like, I did not have an overwhelming sense of, oh, God, like, this is when it's going to crumble. I didn't
Totally.
I think they have enough solid depth. And the thing that I've liked the most about what has happened here since Trea's gone down.
Bryce Homer in both games.
Well, Bryce homering in both games is definitely a welcome sight. But, do you remember what their record was after Bryce got hit by Snell?
Yeah, they were really good.
They were really good.
Yeah, I thought about that too. This group of guys has shown that they can kind of weather stuff.
Well, and it's just a simple fact of the matter that when one of your studs is out, everyone else feels like, all right, I got to step up now because you don't have the crutch of relying on
And it's Bryce.
Yes.
And I don't think those 2 homers were an accident. I think that Bryce is like, I got to step up, and that's part of it.
Sure, but I feel like a lot, like almost
Oh,
everyone.
I think a lot of guys, yeah.
Like JT's looked pretty good in the 2-hole.
And Casty, too. It's
Casty on base 4 times yesterday.
Oh,
Never a doubt.
never a doubt.
Never a doubt.
Averages up to like 185 or something.
I think it's in the 190s.
Is he?
Yeah.
Mazel, buddy. I'm proud of you.
Yep.
All right, it's good
Listen,
work.
he is streaking towards 230 in no time.
Streaky's the word.
Yeah, he's getting right there.
Yeah,
He'll be right there.
No, I'm with you in general, though. I feel so much better about it than when Harper went down. Like, in that moment, I remember when the Blake Snell ball hit him, and I'm like, we're done.
Okay.
I was like, this is it. Like, we're not going to recover from this. This sucks. What a shame. I really was enjoying what this team was becoming right now, and that's it. And it wasn't. And they played great baseball without Harper there, and they're better now than they were. They're a much better baseball team right now today than they were the day Bryce Harper went down on that pitch. So, yeah, I feel really good about this team's ability to kind of just, plug in and move forward. And Witt's a big part of that. I do think it matters. This guy's he's been an all-star. Like, he's got more all-star appearances than anyone on the team but Harper. You know what I mean? Essentially. So, yeah, I feel so much better about it than I expected.
You want to know another thing that I thought? Like, what if Witt gets too hot?
Uh-oh.
Like, Like, what if he's at like over 300?
It's a thing. It's fine. I mean, I think they'll figure it. That's a good problem to have, as they say. I will say too about
better learn left field and play center field.
I will say one other thing too about Witt that I really like seeing. I'm sure everyone liked it if you watch it, the post game.
Oh yeah.
And they were talking to him. But I also think, so for those who didn't see it, which I'm guessing most of our listeners did, but it was really funny. He's joking around about how, they're messing with Trea and how, like, after the double play in the first, they're like, 7 probably wouldn't have made that play and all that. Like, first of all, I love just seeing that Witt's like part of the guys already. He's just like ingratiate himself and it's just part of it already, especially with the young guys. That's fun. But more so, I think it's so important. It just shows the type of clubhouse they have that, like, we're on the radio talking about, Trea Turner and shortstop, and are they worried about moving stop back and this and that? It's like, none of it's a worry for these guys. These guys all love each other and want to play baseball together, and they want to win games. And that is it. And that was, to me, such a sign of, like not just that they're joking about it, like, they are joking to Trea about it. Like,
and the fact that Trea can handle
and
it.
that's my point. Did they know that Trea, they could joke with Trea about that? Like, that's such a big deal to me.
Yeah, it's like when we say, oh, man, you really do sound like Charlie Day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you can handle it.
I can handle it. Yes.
But no, it does. And
because I sound like Charlie
you
Day.
sound like Charlie Day.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think I saw one review of the podcast one time, and it was like, sometimes I just sit there, close my eyes, and pretend that Charlie Day is talking about the Phillies. It could be AI Charlie Day.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
it could
true.
be AI Charlie Day.
Yeah, I don't think AI could get this exact. Is the thing.
Yeah.
That's right.
God, I'm so anti-AI. It's not even funny.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. I'm anti-AI tangent. I'm anti-AI in these ways, in the deep fake, and it's terrifying. It's horrible. But, like, I do think there is a lot of positive stuff that AI, I think, in terms of health outcomes and stuff like that, there's real positive things that can come from AI. But I agree. The AI that we deal with, not a fan.
Like, let's put it this way. AI, you can't talk Phils like this.
That's right.
You're bringing up 07 Noguchi?
That's right. Well, I will hear. You want to hear my biggest AI, like, we got to get better at this? So everyone, you may have heard this before. Sometimes I'll complain about.
You're tired?
Yes, all the time. I was actually going to say about having to beat the hammer question.
Oh, right.
You've heard this because I've done so many over
there
the years. So
anything
it's
that
like,
you don't complain about?
no, I like to complain. No, I'm not that big of a but so from time to time I've complained about beat the hammer questions. Once, a million Phillies. How many Phillies questions? So many people are like, oh, why don't you just ask ChatGPT to come up with the questions? Okay, guess what? It's always wrong. Like my brother this weekend, and this happened multiple times. My brother's like, why don't you just ask ChatGPT? I'm like, try it. I'm like, go ahead. He does it. He asks. And it comes up with questions, and the answers are wrong. Like, it actually gives you wrong questions.
So the thing that the artificial intelligence community
ain't
has to
that
get better
intelligent? Yeah,
is
trivia.
Is
yeah.
Phillies trivia. Good.
But again, like you're supposed to, and you
agree.
get it wrong. Like
I
it's
agree.
like it'll be like who had the most RBIs in the season for a Philly, and it'll say like someone who never even played for the Phillies or whatever. It's crazy. Anyway,
Step your game up.
yes, yeah.
Before
The
you-
point is, AI, you suck.
You're never hosting this podcast. Anyway,
At least not with our permission.
Sure, yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows where that's gonna go?
sure. So, but yeah, that was like the Witt post-game interview. I felt that way. But dude, the Marsh mic'd up.
Oh, it was so great.
Like this team had
They're loose and sexy, man.
Yeah, that's a great line. I just they're not 07 to 11 from the standpoint of like they've won a World Series, but I feel the same way about these guys.
Yeah.
Like they are so rootable. It's not even.
I love them
funny.
more. I've said this. Like it's not the 07-11 guys. They won me at first title. They're heroes to me. But in terms of like who I love and who I feel connected to, who I want to like hang out with, this team beats all the teams.
Well,
they beat all of them.
You have Merrifield ingratiating himself very, very well. Like the story of Marsh and Bohm being
Is-
like roommates. It's one
I
of my
can't
new
get
favorite
enough.
things.
It's like it's great.
It's amazing.
It's so good. They're not just like apparently it really seems like they're like soulmates. It seems like Brandon Marsh and Alec Bohm are like, thank God we found each other,
Well,
kind of
'cause,
thing.
listen,
it's amazing.
Bohm was very reserved for a
He
lot of
was.
the time
He
here.
was.
And
He
I think
was.
Marsh is getting the most out of him in that.
I
way.
am so with you on that.
You have Rojas, who him and Trey are now are bonding.
We talked about when Trey went out when he hit the wall.
I
Like,
know.
something like it's cool.
I know.
I love it.
Casteyanos bringing them all together.
I was like having everyone over for dinner, and so
Yeah.
I love them, dude.
Yeah.
I love this team.
They're the best.
They're the best.
and now I think that's why they've shown up on the field so far this year. Like the 25 and 11. They talked about it.
Did we talk about that?
Leaning on each other.
It-
They're good. They're really
They're
good.
really good. That's gonna be the vibe. Just us coming
They're
in.
good.
Hey, guys, they're good.
Listen, every pod, it's going to be like the off season when we did This Is
Yeah, I
Boring.
know. Hey, they're really good.
This is not boring. They're just really good.
I like that.
They're just really good. I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to tell you. Rotation's really good. Bullpen's rounding into form. Lineups, like all of a sudden, we're good now.
We're good.
Better without Trey? 2-1-5.
I mean, hey, the runs say it.
It's been a lot.
Big win on Saturday for the
For the run
differential.
differential.
The
No.
14-3 game was like, thank you.
Needed it. No,
Fellas,
they needed to
thank
break
you.
one open.
They did. Now they're better run differential than the Braves. No big deal anymore. Bang.
That's all that matters.
I do care about these things.
No, it matters.
Yeah, it matters.
I used to not think it mattered because I was so accustomed to not worrying about races, like playoff races,
Mhm.
to where I was like, why does run differential matter? Just get in. And it's like -8. And it's like, no, you need
Pretty
a good,
much tells you how good your team
you
is.
need a
yeah.
good run
yeah.
differential. Like it matters.
Yeah.
It matters when
yeah.
it comes to like evaluating if you have a good baseball
Yeah.
team. or not.
Unless you're the stupid Arizona Diamondbacks. It's the only time two times in the history of baseball a team with a negative run differential made the World Series. One of them was those Diamondbacks.
Nice.
Pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Pretty annoying.
Are they still under 500? I haven't done my
Look, that's your job. You're Mr. Check that. You know?
Mr.
Check it.
The Diamondbacks are gonna miss the playoffs.
They're 15-20.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yes.
Suck it.
And the Dodgers have started winning, sweeping the Braves. Thank you, Dodgers.
Thank you, Dodgers.
The
Corbin
Dodgers are
Carroll's-
good again.
Corbin Carroll's cooked.
Yeah, I wish it were another Diamondback that were cooked for my fantasy team's purposes, but I was
15
so
and,
excited about him as a keeper. I was like, yeah, I got him late. Look at this, Corbin Carroll. Like, unownable right now. It's great.
15 and 20.
Great.
Very
Great.
sad.
It's really sad.
Very sad.
I'm
It's
sad.
not going to make up for anything that happened in last October.
No.
But small wins, buddy.
Yeah. Well,
Small
it
win.
would have been nice to beat him in the playoffs, but they're not even going to get there. So
Yeah.
can't even worry about that.
Yeah.
Shout out to our Miller Lite account of the week. Place we've been before. Done a event from. Great place. Barnaby's in Havertown. Shout out to Barnaby's.
Love Barnaby.
Barnaby's is great. Today's show is sponsored by Miller Lite and Barnaby's Havertown. Check out Barnaby's for every Phillies game and enjoy $3 Miller Lite bottles, pints, and their best of Philly buffalo and boneless wings with the largest array of sauces around, including the Bangin' Thai or the Barna Blazin' sauce. Miller Lights for Phil's Win. Celebrate responsibly. Are you a big Bangin' Thai guy?
Yeah. Well,
Phrasing. And sorry about that, guys. That was some phrasing.
Well, it's a. I'm not a big.
Tucker gave me a look, and I'm like, whoops. Yeah.
I'm not a big spicy guy.
No. Oh, that sucks.
No,
I'm
I
sorry,
can't do
buddy.
spicy.
Oh, spicy's great.
No, the most spice I can handle is buffalo sauce.
Oh,
Yeah.
buddy, you what? That's
Horror movies and spicy things are two things that I don't do.
two things I adore.
I'm aware.
Yeah. No, I'm not going like. I mean, I'll go like whatever, like the spiciest. I'm not going like the I can't.
Yeah.
But like I'll go next step down.
Yeah. No.
And I like it
I like
a
to
couple
enjoy.
steps
I like
down.
to enjoy my food.
Yeah. Yes, spice is awesome. It's enjoyable.
No.
Just like horror movies, the best.
Yeah.
Do you like to feel alive at all, Jack?
I feel alive. 6:40.
I could see that.
6:40 to about 9:30.
Did you run today, by the way?
No.
Oh,
I didn't have time. I didn't have time.
Oh.
Yeah, walk was up.
Wow.
And I had to get here, so when I have to leave at 8:30, it's harder.
Okay,
So,
I forgive you.
so
I think it's absurd. That
I'll
you
do
run
7
every day. I
tomorrow.
think it's absurd that you run every day, anyway. So. I mean, for the film. Yeah.
well, it's really just a dumb way to motivate yourself.
It's good. I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's good work.
Yeah. So I'll do 7 tomorrow if they win, because I'll have more time in the morning.
I like it. All right, what do you got to take back? Or anything else from the weekend, because we barely talked about the game.
All right. Well, let's.
We're just saying, this is a pot of us just going, yeah, man, they're good. Like, so much of what we said was just, hey, they're good.
I think Nola was just cold on Friday.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna totally freak out about that. I mean, it was
It-
the most excruciating second inning of my life.
Try being there, buddy. Try being in the
I'm
park
actually
for it.
shocked you didn't leave.
I know.
It feels like a
Yeah.
seltzer walkout.
Yeah, my brother and I went. Shout out to Peter. We had a good
Kidding.
time together. Yeah.
But I mean, it was a Rob Thompson masterclass.
I mean, honestly, the fact that he got out of that only giving up 2 runs was shocking. Like, my brother and I, at the end of the inning, we're sitting there, we're like, wait, we're not losing 6-0 right now? And then, I mean, for what it's worth, that is a classic. The Phillies the last few years don't win that game.
100%.
You know, like that was.
It felt like a loss.
It felt the whole time. My brother and I just kept waiting for them to lose, and then they won. It was like, all right, sweet.
Yeah, it felt like a loss. It 100% felt like a loss. Ranger was just good. He allowed a lot of home run, but whatever.
6-0, man.
6-0.
Ranger Suarez is 6-0.
Yeah.
It's May 7th. He's 6-0. The crazy thing is right now is that I think Zach Wheeler right now, if you're a betting man, and I know you were and are, and you're in good shape there.
Yeah.
If you're a betting man, I think Zach Wheeler is the clear favorite to win the National League Cy Young. The name, the years he's had, like it's like it's time thing almost, on top of the fact that he's the best pitcher in baseball right now. But like you could argue that Ranger Suarez deserves the Cy Young the most of everyone. What I'm trying to say is the Phillies have like the 2 most deserving candidates for Cy Young right now.
Yeah. I would say Freddie Peralta was in there for a second, but as of right now.
I think it's those 2. I mean, they're both ERAs under 2, dude.
I know. And Turnbull.
Yeah, but Turnbull's been great. But I mean, Ranger and Wheeler, I think Wheeler, Wheeler's probably going to win the Cy Young if he stays healthy and keeps doing it. Like he is like a clear favorite. But you could argue right now Ranger has been better to today.
As long as they pitch
It's
Wheeler,
close.
as long as they pitch Wheeler on regular.
Yeah, has there ever been a guy who's like more just stark the difference? Like you would think, oh, an extra day. He's like, no,
don't give.
I will not rest.
Yeah, and he was great yesterday.
It might have been the best he's been all year, and it's like that's saying something. But I mean, he was lights out yesterday. 11 strikeouts. He had 9 through like 5 innings or whatever it was.
Huh?
Yeah,
it's good.
I know.
So I didn't think. Obviously, we've been anti-Taiwan. I don't think he's been bad through 2 starts.
I think he's been very solid. I mean, he had 1 bad inning in San Diego, obviously, which I argued he shouldn't have been out there for, and then I thought he was fine on Sunday.
Like he went. I mean, he probably shouldn't have been in the 7th.
Yet again.
They put trust in those guys.
Yeah.
Put trust in those guys.
And Rob, you might want to rein it in.
But at the same time, if it's May, like, you know what I mean? Because Rob Thompson is a trust builder.
Clearly.
And
he's a trust builder.
He's a trust.
Like it's a trust fall. Trust
exactly.
Build,
He's a trust guy. We're trust guys.
Yeah.
And I just think that, like, you're not really losing much putting him out there at a 5-1 game in the 7th just to give him like a, hey, we believe in you.
Yeah.
I know the city doesn't believe in you.
Both times, to be fair, they had big leads at the time.
Sure.
Now,
I think
they
it was
almost
close to
lost
rebound.
one of the big leads.
I know.
But I agree with you. I think it's a really good point and an important context for this guy.
Like, at some point, you do have to realize it is May. You know what I mean? So, do you need to sink a guy's confidence this early in the season? No. I mean, it hasn't been so bad to where you got to yank him out of the rotation. The same thing that's happening with Casteyanos. Now, I appreciate he is
Maybe give him a day.
I need to
there,
start.
You know?
I need to start really looking at the numbers here. But he's what 2,500 games behind Cal Ripken. So he's nipping on his heels, man.
I mean, that's clearly where this is headed.
It's
Hey,
when he breaks it, when he breaks, it's gonna be he's gonna do his jog arounds.
It's gonna be magical, man. Yeah, he'll be using a walker at the
What's
time.
your reaction
is
to
the problem,
What's your reaction if he plays one?
So let's figure out. All right. So how many years is that? How many years did Ripken do it for? Was it like 20 or something?
Like a million, I assume.
What was it? Let's do some
He
math.
played 20.
So I mean, think about it. I mean, 162 a year. So 10 years. If you played every game, you'd play 1,620 games. Is that right? Is that good math?
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's another, like 8 years. So you have to do it for like 17, 18 years, something like that. Right?
He's got it.
Yeah. So he'll be approaching 50.
Yeah. Well, listen, so are you. But
no.
but
No, you were way too quick with that.
I was.
That was a tough moment.
It was.
For your boy.
But yeah, I just I haven't felt the Casteyanos struggles. I guess like Rojas, Stott, and Casteyanos are off to cold starts.
It's because they're winning. They're just dominant. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Them. And that's the beauty of a baseball season is that those guys, I'm sure, Rojas might not, but like everyone else will kind of heat up.
Stott definitely will.
Stott will. So Casteyanos, we'll see. We did experience the entire 2022 season and postseason with this.
Yeah, it is wild how, like, we're at the point with Nick where, like last night when he, drives that ball, the double that he hit to the opposite field.
His first double of the year.
Yeah.
On
I know.
May 6th.
I know. It's like one of those things where when you see it happen, you're just like, I'm really at the point where I'm like, no way. Every time. I'm always like, oh, sweet. Oh, like, it is such a, sweet, man. I can't believe that happened every time.
Yeah, but the way you talk about it, it's like a Disney movie. Like, oh, he did it.
He did it.
And then you realize his contract, and it's like, well, it's not that inspiring
that's the
of a story.
problem. Yeah, that's the problem. But,
It's not as inspiring as you laid it out there.
Yeah, it is. Thank God they're winning. Because
God.
if this were last year and everyone were, obviously I don't know how that'd be possible because the pitching, let's say the pitching weren't as good, all right? And the hitting is exactly the same, but it's last year and they have the record they had last year at this time. Like, we are crushing Nick Casteyanos. We are crushing Rob Thompson for playing him every day. We are crushing him for the moments that he didn't come through because they'd lead to losses in those situations if that were the case. Like, he's really lucky they're winning. It's a good way to put it. Like, it makes it, out of sight, out of mind.
So, a couple other thoughts on...
I'm sure in the playoffs it won't matter.
It better not. There's a couple of things from the Giants series that I wanted to point out. Why can't Bob Melvin manage here?
It's unbelievable.
Like, what is he doing yesterday?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Like Mason Black, who, if for real ones of this podcast, remember the Mason Black talk of the draft in 2021, I believe.
Wow.
Lehigh's own.
Yeah, local kid.
Best slider in the draft.
Yeah.
Still with
it looks good for 4 innings.
Yeah.
I thought he looked really good.
He never pitched more
like
than
that strikeout of Harper in the first inning, like that was an unhittable pitch. Like that was about as good a pitch as you could throw. Bryce even he was like, "Yep, you got me." Put his bat down, walked away. Like that was like it was good.
He had not thrown more than 71 pitches in a minor league game this
Unbelievable. And he let him throw like 80 or whatever.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah,
You're facing the top of the line
and especially like 2-on for Harper. Like, what are you doing? Like I get it. All right, you want to let him face JT because he's a righty. Fine. Okay, sure. What are you doing? Like Bryce Harper, you have lefties in your bullpen, right? Like it was a 1-0 game at that. It wasn't even like, oh, we're down 4-0. Like, go ahead, kid, battle. It was that you're in the game. It was crazy. It was legit bad.
When he walks into Citizens Bank Park.
Because people love him. People think he's a great man. I mean, the Giants got him like he was like left San Diego to go to the Giants. Like he is like in demand as a manager.
I was like, it's so funny because the Giants with Farhan there, obviously they hired Gabe. It's like, oh, they're these forward-thinking, like, and then they hire Bob Melvin, and their pitching coach is Brian Price.
It's so weird.
Brian Price.
He
was so annoying here.
Oh, I couldn't stand him.
He's just a complainer at all times.
Yeah.
Complain about everything. So,
also, can we be honest? It's just not as fun facing the Giants without Gabe.
Oh, not
like,
even close.
Like, there was less juice, less enjoyment of that series without Gabe there.
Was a little emotional seeing Eric Miller pitch yesterday. Former Philly great.
Yeah, sure.
I loved him, man.
Okay.
He's hit 99 on the gun. Yeah. He's finally healthy. He can never stay healthy as a Phil. Man, Eric Miller.
It's a moment.
What could have been?
What could have been?
What could
That's
have been?
I always say about Eric Miller.
And then 2 other Giants thoughts. I would he would obviously like not play here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think there's a spot for him. I would die to have Lamont Wade on this team.
Oh, I love the guy.
I love that guy.
I love that guy. Dude, all he does is get on base. Like, all he does.
He bats 330.
He's got like a 450 OBP, man.
460.
He's a 460, whatever. Yeah.
460, dude.
Also, I love the dude, like, I know it's like super, this is like the oldest guy thing that I'll say, but I know you agree with me. Like, I love a good choke up, and when you're done 2 strikes, I love a good,
Put the bat on the baseball.
Yes!
2-strike approach.
He choked up really high there. It was a lot of choke up there.
Dude,
But you know what he did? He freaking muscled it out in the left field and got a big hit there.
Yeah.
I love Lamont Wade. Love the guy.
If for some reason a first baseman never went down here, God forbid.
No.
No.
Right
for Lamont Wade.
Yeah, I do like him.
And
I'm
I also
very with you on that.
I also like Lee, the center fielder. He made some ridiculous
that one
catches.
catch, the one on the stop, was it Stott or whatever, where he's like running backward?
Rojas.
Rojas, whatever. That catch was unbelievable. That was when I was at the game.
Yeah.
He made like 4 catches in
I
that game I was at. He's really fun out there. Yeah, he's really fun out there.
So like those, like, because dude, I cannot believe how bad Matt Chapman is. Like Matt Chapman, stinks.
How about the fact that he can't field anymore?
That was hilarious. That was
I mean, but like, I get it. Like, right. Like, Matt Chapman's bat has always been hit or miss. I'm shocked they paid him the money they paid him coming off like his first good year and a couple years offensively. But you could always count on the defense with Matt. Not this weekend. He had a couple really bad ones.
He really did. All right. Take back.
Yes. Oh, so that wasn't take
That
back.
wasn't the take back.
Wow.
That was recapping the Giants.
Wow. I really thought that was all the take backs. That's good.
Well, there's some stuff.
I'm happy I got to it early. That's good. Yeah.
So, okay.
Tucker's face, too. Tucker was like, wait, what?
Tucker wants to give up.
Tucker was ready to be done. I know.
Yeah,
but Tucker was ready to be done. Tucker was counting his minutes, and then he was like, all right, I can go do something else.
I had a lot of thoughts on the Giants series. So I think one thing that I've noticed teams trying to do against the Phillies pitching staff is I think they're really, because the Phillies are a command
strikes
over, they throw strikes. Yeah. What teams are trying to do is just foul them off over and over and over again. It's what happened to Nola, it's happened to Sanchez, it happened to Wheeler, where it's like they'll work the pitch count up because they're so in the strike zone, they'll foul off a million pitches, and like that's how they grind down the Phillies pitching. So it's on them to kind of expand it a little bit. The Phillies pitching
that's
staff.
a very risky strategy to begin with as well. Yeah,
but it's just there's been. I mean, the Wheeler, I think they fouled off like 18 pitches.
It was unbelievable. It kept happening.
And Nola on Friday, they fouled off a
Nola. Yes, tell
as
me
you were
about
there
it.
for.
Yes,
I'm sure you were groaning.
Well, thank God it was a weekend night. If it had been a weeknight, I would have been.
Yeah, you would have been out of there.
I would have been not happy with the 3+ hour baseball game.
Yeah.
How funny that's something.
Now that every game.
Oh, I like that. I've turned so quick to if it's a 3-hour baseball game, I'm like, what the hell's taking?
It's the longest thing I've ever experienced in my
life. I know. It's like that used to be like the norm.
Well, the time that I almost gave up ever watching baseball again was the September of 18 or 19.
Oh, was that the 18 was the Rockies.
Well, sure, yeah.
Okay.
18 was the Rockies, but it was also Gabe in September.
Oh, dude, it was. Oh my God, dude, that was. It was. Yeah, I think it was 18.
It was the worst experience of my life.
Worst experience in my life. It was awful. It really was. It was like 9 pitchers in a 3-inning span. Like it was before the rule change with the 3-batter rule. He used to go back. He did. You're right.
Well, it also was before they stopped roster expansion.
Yeah.
They moved to 26 because of him.
Yeah, he changed all the rules.
It's awful.
I know.
Producing those games on the radio.
Oh my God, I forget you're producing. That must have been horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah, especially like the nights where you're like going late and you're like, all right, my shift is done when the game ends. And the game ends like 2 hours later.
The longest. It was awful.
Yeah.
It was just and
they were bad and they were choking. Honestly, that's like our jobs are great. Like we love our jobs. It's super cool. That actually sounds like work to me. It actually sounds like that must have actually. I would not have enjoyed coming. I always enjoy coming into work. That sounds like you might not have enjoyed coming into work.
It scarred me. I'm gonna say something because this is a safe space. If I say it on Twitter, it gets crushed.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're talking about yes, this is a very safe space, but like you're going from like a safe space to like the most volatile space. Like you're talking to opposite ends of the spectrum here.
If I say it on WIP, I get sad violin.
Yeah. Aren't you the
I'm the violin.
So you would sad violin yourself.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, that's good work. I appreciate the accountability there.
And I might have to just whisper this into the microphone.
Good.
Sir Anthony's back.
Oh no.
He's back, dude. I'm telling you he's back.
Nope, we can't do that. Nope, we can't do
he's
that.
Close.
Good pivot. I'll go close. Let's go close.
Here's what I'll say.
Was it a 14-3 game? Came into?
It's high leverage. Speaking of speaking of that, because I talked about it this weekend. Do you remember the game where they brought in Pavetta and they were up by like 7?
Oh, yeah.
And he almost blew it.
Of course.
Yeah.
All time. Meltdown out there.
I posted a video and I was like, held the lead. And people were not happy.
I'll bet they
were not happy.
Yeah.
But here's what I'll say about Sir Anthony. First off, fastball looks like that cuts back is 99, and I think that's important. But there's some depth to the slider. Like for the beginning of the season, it was just spinning and doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They've added some depth to it. So I appreciate Caleb listening to the podcast and realizing.
Shout out to Caleb.
Yes, that we should probably add some depth to Sir Anthony's slider. And
I appreciate that. Obviously, he didn't think of that, and then he heard you say it, and it was like, you know what we need to do. So I appreciate that him willing to, just hear something on a pod and execute it.
Cotham is the GOAT, but
yeah, he's awesome.
I am encouraged by Sir Anthony.
Do you think he listens, Caleb?
No,
I don't
either. Only the minor league.
I know. Shout out to our guys. We love you all more than anything in the world.
Our guys,
they really are, and I love them so much.
For sure. Have you noticed? And this might break your brain, and this might be a glass ceiling moment for. I don't know if that's the right term.
A glass ceiling is not the right term. Unless there's
glass windows, like breaking of the glass window. Is that what it's called?
So,
like when you see something that you don't see.
Like you talking about like you don't want to throw the first stone? Is that what you're saying? Like,
no,
like let you without sin.
When you see something, you can't unsee it.
Like I got you. Like what's that phrase? You can't put the shoe back on, or you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Toothpaste back in the tube.
That one works.
And there's something that happened in How I Met Your Mother when they were like, they noticed something about the girlfriend that the guy didn't notice. And then he couldn't stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
Whatever that term is.
I know exactly what you're talking. Ruined that. That was a great relationship that he had with that girl, and then it got ruined because of that one little thing.
Exactly.
I remember that.
You notice that Taiwan walks like Doc Rivers?
Oh, no.
Like,
oh, no.
He looks so tight.
As if Taiwan wasn't ruined enough for us. Like, you just ruined it.
But he walks
like Doc Rivers walks like his legs are broken,
like
they just got put back together, and he's like can't like hobbling along. No, Doc Rivers is an old man.
But
I feel
Taiwan just
walks. I
walks.
feel like I'm making fun of an old man walking, but yes, he does.
He just walks so tight.
Yeah, he does. It's a really fascinating thing. Yeah, it's good.
You're a 31-year-old athlete.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He so does not look like a 31-year-old athlete. Well, that's for sure.
He is. And he's only being paid $54 million for the next 3 years.
No problem. But hey, we've eaten into that a little. It's like probably $50 million. Think about that.
It is nice that we went straight from Tobias Harris to Taiwan.
I know. What's nice is that Taiwan Walker's better than Tobias Harris. How about that?
Well,
how about that?
He's certainly not as detrimental.
Yeah, that's my point. He can't hurt you as much. Taiwan Walker will not get nearly as many, we'll call it minutes, in a big game as Tobias Harris did.
No, he will not. Yeah. No, he will not. So I want to talk about the trade deadline again.
Oh, hold on. It's May 7th. What are we doing, man?
So the nice part about the trade deadline
is that it's 2 months away.
But besides that,
2.5 months away,
is that for the first time, seemingly, again, barring a unmitigated disaster, like they're actually going to be good at the trade deadline. So I think it gives Dombrowski the confidence to pull the trigger on some
really
trades.
Make a move.
Yeah, because like the last year they were like hovering around 500
each of the years. Both Dombrowski year, like we haven't had any real,
That's how you end up with Lorenzen and Rodolfo Castro. Now it's not as bad as
we were so excited about Rodolfo.
I know. Well, that's Robert Orr's fault. But
where is he? Is he still in the system?
Yeah, he's down there.
Down there.
He's in AAA.
Okay.
I think he's in AAA. It's okay. He's coming back up.
The Rodolfo-sance is coming at some point.
It will.
Yeah.
It will. But it won't be as bad as the Jason Vargas, Wilson Ramos.
Oh, my God.
Jose Bautista, Corey Dickerson.
Asdrubal Cabrera.
Like, what a run.
Yeah.
What a run.
I'll stand for Corey Dickerson.
I was a Corey Dickerson guy.
I like Corey Dickerson, man.
Like the league didn't value Corey Dickerson.
I don't get it. I thought the guy always hit. Yeah, I always felt like if Corey Dickerson was up, I was like, it's probably going to hit that guy.
Yeah. But so this is the first time that they're probably going to be actually good.
I think that's a really good point. And I do think that Dombrowski, even though he believed in the team, has been, and he's talking about, been apprehensive, which again is like, the whole Dombrowski thing that we expected him to be. He hasn't been with the come in and just sell it. It's been great.
And my final thing on the take bag, and I need an investigation into this. This is serious.
So why do I feel like it's not going to be that serious?
Like I think that when Schwarber gets out, he gets more decreased from his batting average than anyone else in baseball. Like, he's been good.
Dude, I'm so with you. I look at his batting average every day, and I'm always like, wait, what?
How is he batting 212?
I feel like he's batting like 260.
At least 250.
Yeah.
At least 250.
I think there's honestly, we need an investigation.
There needs to be an investigation.
Yeah, there's probably some like rounding error going on at Major League Baseball or something where he is getting like losing a point as opposed to half a point or something. Because it's
like,
got to be higher.
When he gets outs, they have to decrease his batting average by like 6 points.
It's like basically like
2.
So for Kyle Schwarber, every 1 for 4 is actually like a 1 for 7.
I agree.
I think that's what it is.
I agree.
Yeah.
It just makes like.
I think is it possible someone at MLB has it out for him?
Dude, his
and
slugging
the
percentage.
stat guy is like a anti-Schwarbs.
Now his slugging percentage is probably low because all he's done this year is hit a home run
And
or a
singles.
single.
That's it.
So there's nothing in between.
Or strikeout. Those have been
Or
the 3.
strikeout.
It's been a very 3. He is a true 3 outcome player this year, except singles instead of walks.
Because it feels like he's having a good start to the year.
I agree.
And then you look at the average, it's like 216.
Well, funny the same way is that Bryce feels like he's been like not bad, but like super average Bryce, other than some homers here and there. He's got an 867 OPS.
And his average
And
is
he's on pace.
234.
He's on pace for 40 homers. And it's like Bryce has been like mediocre. It's like the dude is like a couple extra hits and he's had 900 OPS with 42 homers. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here?
Can Bryce just make the All-Star team this year so I can see
Please.
him in the All-Star game?
What a thought.
Like, Craig Kimbrell has played in more All-Star games as a Philly than Bryce Harper.
That's a very sad.
Casteyanos.
Yeah. Wow.
That sucks, dude.
That does suck. It really sucks.
That
It sucks a
sucks,
lot.
man.
Yeah, it sucks.
Straight up sucks.
No, he has to be in this.
Yeah, please.
Starting first baseman. Who's
Yeah.
he going to? So Olsen, Freeman.
Olsen's had a horrible start to the year.
Yeah, I'm just talking about from a voting perspective.
Yeah, so Olsen, Freeman,
It's probably those are the.
Goldschmidt. Was
Yeah, but he's still Goldschmidt stinks. Yeah, I mean Christian Walker has probably been one of the better first, but he won't get the votes.
He won't get the votes.
Huh.
We'll make sure we keep him out.
Yeah.
And he vote against the Diamondbacks. That's the
Yeah. Can you vote against? Just vote. Yeah, I guess vote for anyone who's not Christian Walker. There we go. All right, we got it. That's our official stand.
Yeah.
Sorry, Christian's family, if you listen to the podcast.
Yeah, you probably are. Cause
I mean, they're from Norristown. It's possible, right?
well, we're more
Phillies fans.
We're more anti-Gallon than anti.
That's true. No, we're fine with the Walkers. He stunk in that series. That was fine.
Yeah, he really did.
He really did. You know,
Dude, it was so bad.
He did all he could to help us win. You know,
I
I'm
appreciate
a true
him.
Philly
and
guy.
he gave great advice to Whit Merrifield about it being a really hard place to play.
You're right.
So,
Yeah.
Christian Walker.
We're okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let Bryce be the starter in an All-Star game. You can go ahead of Freeman and Olsen. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I like that. I support that.
For sure. Although I could use Freeman heating out because my fantasy team is in peril.
Well, I mean, that's a classic Fritz thing right there.
What?
Fired up into the season, do great, get everything together, and then let your team fall apart once the season happens because you've got other things to pay attention to. I know.
Although I have so many Tigers in my rotation right
Do
now.
you really?
Dude, I got Flaherty, got Olsen, I got
Flaherty. It's
Flaherty's
great.
good.
He had 13 strikeouts the other day, 14 strikeouts or whatever.
I'm in on the Tigers.
Yeah, and I know you. How about that? How about that whole division like being competitive, except for
How about Jose Ramirez being plus 4,000 for AL MVP right now?
There 4 teams above 500 in that division, or at least it was
Weren't
a
they
couple
all
days
under
ago.
500 last
That's
year?
the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Twins just had the 12-game win streak.
13.
Oh, no, they lost at 12, didn't they?
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure they got to 12 and then lost. I could be wrong, but I saw a wild stat. This is actually pretty nuts. Not a stat, but it was a like a graphic. I didn't realize how rare 12 straight wins is. Do you know the last time the Phillies had 12 straight wins?
Last year? No, just kidding.
Take a guess.
2010?
Phillies have not had 12 straight wins since 1999.
Really?
That's how wild it is. So it goes through. So
I assumed 12
ready?
wasn't that
Listen
hard.
for this. The Nationals, the Blue Jays, the Mets, the Marlins, the Angels, and the Rockies have never won 12 games in a row. All of those franchises have never won 12 in a row.
Wow.
The Giants, who we just played, 1966, the last time they won 12. The Pirates, 1965. The aforementioned White Sox, 1961. Like, it's a lot. Point is, it's a lot rarer than you think for teams to win 12 games.
That's interesting.
Right? And there's
did
a lot
not
more.
think
Like,
that.
I mean, there's a lot in that, like 87 for the Brewers, 94 for the Royals. Like, the Yankees have done it recently, somewhat 2021. Like, there are a few teams that have done the last years, but like last year there was only one team or two teams that did it. Only one the year before, so on and so forth. Anyway, it's pretty wild.
Nice.
Again, you would
Good
think
stuff.
It's good stuff, right?
Good stuff. Good stuff. I got one final thought. And then
And we
can
got
get
another one. We added on.
And then we can get out of here. Joe DiMaggio's let off the hook again.
No, I
man.
know.
We're right there.
I really thought it was going to happen. Too.
I did
Like,
too.
you know, it was like, you'll always do the Joey D better look out thing.
Yep.
And normally I'm like, come on, Jack, that's silly. This time I was like, Joey, you better look out.
They should.
And-
No, I do hope that Baum's hip is fine because he looked
Yeah, it was a shame. The whole
a little hurt tonight.
But at least we can explain it. That's why the hitting streak ended.
So it shouldn't count.
Yeah, it shouldn't count. He didn't play technically.
Should not. Count.
Good. All right. So an 18-game winning streak. We'll pick it up next game.
Thank you.
Okay. Here's all we got. What a ridiculous podcast.
Yep.
All right.
Tucker's been counting down the seconds.
Tucker has been out for
15
30 minutes.
minutes,
Yeah, at
yes,
least. All
at
right.
least.
What is today? Is it Tuesday? I don't know when we'll be back. Sometime. Probably this weekend.
Oh, 2-game series.
2-game series. So maybe
That's
Thursday.
a lot to break down.
Maybe
man.
Thursday. We'll see what happens. Either way, we'll be back soon. He's Fritz himself.